Hey y'all, we are a lot of spiritual beings in a spiritual realm who are landed on Earth in a 3D plane. And so this is literally like the planet of darkness in so many ways. But there's a spiritual warfare going on. And it would be really, really silly for us to not be spiritual beings in a human experience, like humanly experiencing this 3D realm in our bodies. Um, and to have to deny, like, mind, body, spirit, to have to deny our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings. Emotions can be feelings, yeah, for sure, of course, but I'm more thinking like sort of like how do you say, like, disconnected in a way. To, you don't want to disconnect, but you want to detach from the um, I'm gonna detach from an, how do you say this, y'all? Hold on a I don't know. But basically you want to detach from whatever expectation of the experience that you're supposed to have with said outcome of sadness or joy or whatever. There's a lot of connotations around that. So let's just go back really quick to, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. That's something that I capitalized on when I was really little, and I have loved every time it comes back around to me. Um, to hear how far it goes out into the world and how many people that blesses and communicates and resonates. And then the frequency is sent back like ocean waves. So it's really, really cool. And so, pardon me, I was saying it long before that was ever out there. So that's really, really cool. But for all of y'all who vibe with that, welcome. It's super exciting. And anyone who is newly being introduced to the fact that there might be something else to this spirituality, um, and you'd like to learn more about it, that's fantastic. Welcome as well. Um, welcome to all. I just wanted to share that being that there's so much going on with like the spiritual warfare things, and it would just be really, really silly to think that our thoughts and emotions aren't there just guiding us along the way. It's more, how do we corral them in when there's like a lot of chaos going on outside of our own minds, our own hearts, our own bodies, in our environments or not. So there's so many things that are outside of our control. How can we completely surrender when we're taught to do the exact opposite, to pick things up and to have control, and to be the ones that control things and influence everything? Otherwise it's going to fall apart. And it's like, no, 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 no. The word of God literally tells us to surrender our burdens to him, to so we invite him in. So it's like, I'm gonna share something real quick. Like, so one of the things I want to share is like, a lot of times I'll see like people who have an addiction, and like need to be free from, like, say, alcoholism or something like this. They're incredibly highly spiritually tapped in people who are, I want to say, demonized, often taunted and traumatized and tortured by the spiritual realm that is like the darker side, and they're usually attacked, and they don't know how to protect themselves or provide protection for themselves. And so a lot of times the alcohol or whatever vice that they choose helps to wash that out. And sometimes people want to do like, I want to say like marijuana or something, some other type of drugs that help them to get into a lucid trance and to kind of get into the spiritual aspect of traveling and stuff. But I just wanted to not tap on that as much, and just talk about like this is a big rabbit hole, by the way, but coming back around to this, all of that unresolved like spiritual tension and activity can end up controlling and influencing and overwhelming our aura and our energy, and how it manifests in our body. It can be restlessness, it can be addiction, it can be lust, it can be so many things. It can even be things that if we're not actively thinking or even like participating in something, it could be sitting in our energy just from the people that we're around, and that we almost embody their energy. We almost embody whatever is like settled in the pockets of the hooks of their energy, and that can hook onto our energy and create holes in the aura that we have, the aura field that we have. and that can also project a lot, especially when we're interacting with other people, and that can just do a whole a whole lot of things. So just like we want to heal our body, we want to have like healthy teeth, we want to have healthy body, healthy teeth, I'm trying to think, healthy hair, like, you know, just like clean body. You want to have a clean inner energy, you want to have a clean heart, you want to have a clean mind, you want to have a renewed mind. So anyways, what am I talking about? One of the things I want to talk about with restlessness is like highly intuitive people, a lot of times they'll struggle, like even just to function in this world and do simple shit. Like I want to say high functioning, I want to say modalities, but high functioning tasks, things that seem really simple to you, and maybe they come really simple to you, even if you have to put like work into it or such, may be really challenging to somebody else who's really sensitive to the energies around them and is needing help to either ground their energy and that around them, needing to learn techniques, needing prayer, needing to know, like, learn how to take authority and speak authority over that, as well as, like, say they could create like a lot of like depression. It can be depression. We have a lot of suicides with things that happen in the world. It can create a lot of anxiety. And so 6.5 minutes in, but I wanted to talk about the people that have anxiety. You're kind of onto something. Your spirit's telling you something, especially the more cerebral that you are, and the more woo-woo that spirituality kind of probably is introduced to you as, the less that you trust spirituality, the more that your brain is picking up on, if you want to say, subtle cues, and is trying to help you transition how to bring the energy of what your, like, the subconscious is picking up and wanting to help you respond to and get a keen, sharper vision on how to respond to the things that are quote unquote unseen by your physical 3D eyes, because you have 5D or 23D or 6700,000 3D, not 3D, you know, you have higher dimensional frequency that is picking up on the subtleties of what your 3D plane realm cannot pick up on. So like, so we were just talking about in a previous video about like anxiety versus intuition. Sorry for the craziness of my phone moving, but and so like intuition will usually, let me see, so anxiety is like, okay, I recognize what's going on, there's an event that's happening, there's you know, it could be groups of people, it could be a group of people, one group of people, it could be one person, it could be yourself, it could be nobody, no matter what's going on. And it typically is regarding like fears and insecurities, whether subliminal, subconscious, or actually present. It could be then, it could be something in the past that you're worried about up and coming, or it could be something in the up and coming that you're not really sure how, like, step into in current, and be grounded and be in a healthier state of empowerment. It's definitely not a state of empowerment when you're in anxiety, because it's actually a flail of lost control or influence in a situation, which is definitely fear mongering, like victim of that, or like succumb to that. And so you don't want to be a victim, you don't want to be succumbing to that. But in order to re-empower oneself, definitely pray, because surrender is completely different from succumbing to something, and being possessed by fear and such. That is also just, it's different. You're surrendering, you're actively surrendering to God to say, hey, please help take care of these things, and peace will come in more so with that when you're praying, and He'll give you clarity, He'll give you wisdom. And so oftentimes our intuition will show up. I love this. I just want to say, like, if you're experiencing a lot of anxiety, it's definitely something to talk to your doctor about as well. But just know that that is an opportunity where you're probably really intuitive, and your gift probably just shows up a lot differently than you've been taught is safe and is legit. And there's a purpose as to why you're experiencing that, so don't disregard it. Definitely go with your gut feelings. But intuition is something that is calm, it's grounded, and it is like evidence of it's confirmation that has not yet been received in the 3D realm of what has already been confirmed in the spiritual subconscious realm, for patterns, for energies, for different basically riddles and puzzles.